What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans have turned themselves into a Super Bowl contender. This is the most aggressive I've seen this Houston Texans team ever. General Manager Nick Caserio deserves a round of applause. None of these moves happen unless owners Cal and Hannah McNair gave their stamp of approval. They understand what's going on. And I want to applaud the Houston Texans here because they are taking advantage of franchise quarterback C.J. Stroud being on his rookie deal. You look at the talent that was added, the big three. Ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Texans are the first team in NFL history to add a 1,000-yard rusher, Joe Mixon, a 1,000-yard receiver, Stephon Diggs, and a player with double-digit sacks, Danielle Hunter. Those were your big three signings. Pro Bowlers and Stephon Diggs and Danielle Hunter were all pros. But they weren't your only signings. You have a new starting linebacker in Azeez Al-Shaair, who you got from the Tennessee Titans. Danico Autry, coming off of an 11.5 sack season, here's your new starting defensive tackle. You re-signed tight end Dalton Schultz so he could continue and grow with C.J. Stroud. But it's not just these acquisitions that make this Houston Texans team a Super Bowl contender. It is also their coaching staff. You look at DeMeco Ryans in charge of this defense swarm has taken over Houston. He was a finalist for Coach of the Year. DeMeco Ryans is only going to get better, ladies and gentlemen. He has changed this Houston Texans franchise, and it only took him 1 year. Your offensive coaching, they have returned. Bobby Slowick, your OC, who got multiple head coaching interviews, he is returning. You have Gerard Johnson, your quarterback coach, who was getting multiple interviews to be an offensive coordinator. He is returning. This Houston Texans team is gearing up, but it's not just this coaching staff that makes this Houston Texans team a Super Bowl contender. It is the players that they have on the roster as well. They have cornerstone pieces. On the defensive side, they got Will Anderson, the defensive rookie of the year. He is called Terminator for a reason. Derek Stingley, when healthy, a lockdown cornerback. We saw the talent. We saw 5 interceptions and a 2-interception game against the Denver Broncos. Derek Stingley, if healthy, is elite. On the offense, you have 2 number 1 wide receivers. Nico Collins was just 8 yards shy of 1,300 yards. Tank Dell, before he got hurt, was on pace for 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. You have a Pro Bowl linebacker. Pro Bowl left tackle in Laramie Tunsil. And you have the most important piece of it all, a franchise quarterback. And say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, his name is C.J. Stroud. If you are not in my Houston Texans Discord, what are you doing? Let me know if you want to be added down below, and I will personally send you the. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruben Calavillo, and I want to thank you all for watching today's episode. And it was brought to you by my friends at Underdog Fantasy. Download the app, use my promo code 713HOU for a first-time welcome bonus up to $100. And I drop daily Houston, Texas content, guys. So make sure you are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and just once again, thank you all so much for watching today's show. Look, the excitement is at an all-time high. I cannot believe we had this type of offseason, and we haven't even got to the NFL draft, which is a couple of weeks away, and the Houston Texans still have 2 second-round picks this year. I don't know what the hell Nick Caserio was going to do, but you know that moves are going to be made. I think General Manager Nick Caserio is in his comfort zone. And I talked about this before. On the New England Patriots, what he was doing was building around a superstar quarterback in Tom Brady, and he's doing that now. To him, this is nothing new. But to us here in Houston, my jaw dropped when I saw a Joe Mixon deal. I screamed when I saw Danielle Hunter sign for 2 years. I exploded when I saw Stephon Diggs a couple of days ago. The Houston Texans, they are trying to get there, guys. And this is why we should all be excited, because the moves that they have made, we didn't see these moves done with Deshaun Watson, and we were all saying build around him until you have to pay him. You didn't do that. We knew the defense at that time was a problem, and what did you do? In a couple of years, you traded away DeAndre Hopkins, and you absolutely wasted the first 4 years of Deshaun Watson. The Houston Texans have learned from that, and they are not wasting it at all. This is year 2, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine what's going to happen in the next couple of years. But with all this excitement, here comes the reality. Here comes the expectations. When you add players like Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Danielle Hunter, everyone is expecting you to compete, have a deep playoff run, get as close as you can to the Super Bowl. The Houston Texans, they have not gotten past the divisional round. When you add people like this and you have a solidified coaching staff and a dynamic young core, you are expected to go as far as you can this year. Now, there was a lot of pressure on this young Houston Texans team, but they have the pieces to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Like I mentioned, the excitement is at an all-time high, and everyone should be afraid. Like I mentioned, I don't care what the schedule is, line them up. Line them up. For more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free to follow me for more. Go H-Town. Have a very blessed day.